been a long-term user of amphetamines, and because of that I ended up in hospital with heart failure. And then I realised if I didn't get help with my drug addiction, I'd end up dead. It's as simple as that.
Sadly, some of the people who were on the drop-in list, we had 2 or 3 die through overdose. There was unusually a strong strain of heroin on the streets, and people died. And to see the devastation of young people losing their lives, we just thought we've got to do something.
I'm not a bad person. It's just a situation I was in when I was younger. My mum and dad splitting up and the effect it had on me. The only way I knew how to cope was to take drugs.
The first thing we ever do with anybody who knocks on the door is we give them a card and with a telephone number on and a name, and we put 20p on the back of it, sellotaped on the back, so they can phone us. That's the first time anybody is usually giving an addict anything, and you don't give addicts money. So particularly they immediately begin to see that we care. We do care.
Being in care or being in prison, people telling me, I should do this, I should do that. If I don't do this, this is going to happen, But I find it different here.
And what we have here in the day centre is 100% reduction of crime. Because if we're dealing with the root problem rather than the surface problem.
For me, it's the anger I feel about what's happened and that. And I find it very hard to let go of my anger and feel safe. And I think that's the key. Here, I'm allowed to do that and feel that nothing's going to happen to me. That I'm not judged as being off my head and total loony and out of control. I'm at college now. I started doing college. I'm doing a counselling course. I'm doing this computer course that I'm doing, which I never thought I'd be able to do when I first arrived there. So one of my fears is going back to college and that.
I think the church is more relevant today than ever before, and I think it's a good thing when the walls of the church come down and the church gets back into society and we begin to see ourselves. You always found Jesus sat on a hillside talking to people, or in the marketplace talking to people, and that's where you'll find us.
I can do this, it's alright. I don't have to take drugs to be alright.
In about 1991, we had a visit from the then Chief Executive of Spurgeon's Childcare, and it's from that visit that we began to think that maybe we could offer something to the community a little more than we were doing so already. We'd been running toddler groups here for about 12 years, but they hadn't developed into any more than a toddler group, and it was quite clear that the main gaps were in the area of working with families where preventative work was needed. I mean, I'd been a social worker myself and dealt with families at the other end where the children had been taken into care, but there was very little work being done at that preventative end of things. So we decided that that's where we ought to focus our work. What we're hoping to achieve is a safe place for parents to come with children, where they can share something of what it means to be a parent today and the difficulties that they have in being a parent today, where we can offer them just very basic services like a toy library and a safety equipment library, where we can begin to offer courses in parenting skills and help parents to play with their children, because many people haven't really learned how to play with their children. Maybe they weren't played with themselves. So it's those skills that we are, in a very informal way, helping people to achieve, really.
You can do it. There's all you need is the commitment to say, I'm going to make this work. We are going to be a difference. We are going to be a church who gets involved with society rather than preaches at it. And we are going to be where the rubber hits the road. And unfortunately, it's not on a Sunday morning just singing hymns.